Welcome to this bite-sized video on an introduction to self-evaluation. We are going to look at how you might implement self-evaluation in your service using the guidance from the Care Inspectorate. We know that services are at different stages of implementing self-evaluation, and we hope that the video supports services to think about how they can use self-evaluation to make improvements. This is the first of 4 short videos that will take you through the self-evaluation process. So what is self-evaluation? It's a continuous process that you can use to evaluate how good your service is and what needs to improve. It gives you a baseline or benchmark to start your improvement journey. Your quality assurance systems will link very closely with self-evaluation. The self-evaluation process is described in these documents. They explore how self-evaluation can be used to make improvements and give guidance on the tools and templates you can use. You might also have your own tools and templates in place. Let's explore self-evaluation in a bit more detail. The self-evaluation process is made up of 3 questions. These are: how are we doing? How do we know? What are we going to do now? The first question, how are we doing, is key in understanding where your service is at. Doing self-evaluation well will ensure that people using your service will experience high quality care with better outcomes in a safe environment where people's rights, choices and needs will be met. Good leadership is about knowing your service well, knowing what you are good at and the areas that need improving. In this slide, we have identified the beginning of the self-evaluation process, the how are we doing question. We are going to talk you through how you might use the quality framework to start your improvement journey. You can use the quality framework to help you decide on what area you want to evaluate, using the key questions, quality indicators, and key areas. For example, you might want to consider key question 1. That looks at how well do we support people's well-being. You might want to break this down further and use one of the quality indicators, such as people experience compassion, dignity, and respect. A key area to look at could be compassion or dignity and respect for their rights as individuals. So you could decide to start by focusing on one particular area rather than the whole of key question 1, just to get you started. You could also look at requirements and areas for improvement from your last inspection report. The quality illustrations will give you an idea of how good your service is, as these indicate what a very good service and what a weak service looks like. We know that time and resources can be a barrier to self-evaluation, and we advise that you start small. How do we know? This slide highlights what you can use to collect your evidence to evaluate your service. You need to collect reliable evidence to establish your baseline. For example, alongside the quality illustrations is the Scrutiny and Improvement Support Toolbox. This gives you a list of support actions you can use to help evaluate how good you are, such as observation of practice, and key improvement resources, such as best practice documents and the health and social care standards. You can use the Care Inspectorate's 6-point scale to help you evaluate how well you are doing. You should record your findings using evaluative statements rather than just bullet points. And don't forget, you can use the templates from the self-evaluation tool guidance to support you with collecting and recording your evidence. Most importantly, you need to seek feedback from people who experience your service, their relatives, friends, your staff, and other people that are connected to your service. This could be by sending out questionnaires or having meetings or just talking to people. You could look at setting up a small group to look at and take forward self-evaluation. So take all these key points into consideration and gather as much evidence as you can to help you start your improvement journey. The third question, what are we going to do now, will help you establish what you are doing well and what needs to improve. You will be able to record and evaluate your evidence to decide on priorities and how to take these forward. Once you have established what you want to improve, you can write this into your improvement plan. You will need to think about how you will measure improvement. For example, you could send out a survey asking for feedback and then repeat this process at a later date. You can then measure from the feedback to see if an improvement has taken place. You could carry out direct observation of staff practice or general observations in the service and repeat the process to see if any improvement has occurred. Remember to record your improvements and keep people and staff informed. Good communication is key. Here are some top tips for self-evaluation. Start small, so your improvement planning is more achievable. Starting small means that you're taking less risk in case the change idea doesn't work. It's also more manageable. Self-evaluation is your baseline or benchmark and is a good starting point. It's a continuous process to support improvement in your service. Remember, self-evaluation is to help you improve your service. It's not for the care inspectorate. However, inspectors will be keen to hear about your improvement plans. It helps monitor your progress and identifies the impact improvements have had to people's rights, needs and choices. It's great at identifying what you do well and what your top priorities are. It's a strength in leadership to take the service forward. Use evaluative language to record your evidence. Ask the so what question. So what difference is the improvement making? Is your evidence robust and reliable and not just assumptions? We have produced 3 more videos which go into more detail of how you can implement self-evaluation using the 3 questions. How are we doing? How do we know? And what are we going to do now? You can find the link to these videos on our website. Further information. You can find more detailed information in our guidance and toolkit by clicking on the link below, which includes quick win options. If you have any queries from the video recording, please contact us on the email below. In the next video, we will look at the second question in the self-evaluation process. How do we know? Thank you for listening and good luck with your improvement journey.